Hi, everybody. Welcome to another session of Marvel Mondays. Today we are looking at Spider Man Homecoming. And I gotta say, altogether, I personally just thought the film was okay. A lot of the issues I have is mostly just. And correct me if I'm wrong, anyone, but going off of what I've seen, this isn't Peter Parker. I mean, it has the name and what not, but a lot of this is Miles Morales. It really feels like they wanted to do Miles Morales, but according to what I've heard, they aren't allowed to even touch the character. So they just went, all right, we'll just have it be Miles Peter Parker, but give him like a large majority of Miles Morales stuff. It was crazy. I'm not a fan of Tony being a big influence on him. He can be like one of Peter's idols. That's fine. I'm not a fan of him basically just being like Tony going like, "This is your suit. These are your gadgets. You are basically you are Iron Man Jr." stuff. Um and it just really Peter Parker's supposed to be a science major himself. He needed to have done all this himself. And I'm definitely not a fan of him even having an AI. It felt way too much like Iron Man light. And then while I would say Peter Parker's origin story is one like Batman and Superman, we don't need an entire movie or anything, or heck, we don't even need to have the origin be in the movie. You can mention it and whatnot, but there is one big thing, especially when it involves the Peter Parker Spider-Man, that you should never leave out. And they have never even mentioned him in these Spider-Man movies. Uncle Ben. How can you do a Spider-Man property without Uncle Ben, without even mentioning Uncle Ben? It was the most unacceptable thing to me. And then at the top, and then the last complaint I will have, then name the 3 or 4 I just added. While I don't care that Marissa Tomei played Aunt May, the thing that bothered me with the Aunt May character is just she doesn't really have a character. Like, her character just seems to be just that she's pretty. Like, everyone else around her outside of Peter is just like, duh, she's pretty. That seems to be the only thing for her character, and that is the most laziest, unacceptable thing, especially in this day and age, that you can do for a character, in my opinion. Outside of that, I did, for what it's worth, the movie altogether was okay. I liked Ned, the guy who played Ned Leeds. Michael Keaton, I thought did a really great job doing the Vulture. A very good, relatable Vulture. Just this is a guy who had to turn to a life of crime just because big time companies like Tony Stark forced him out of his honest job, and he had no other options. It is a very acceptable thing, reasonable thing. It just I guess Vulture just lost his way along the one and just started becoming even more insane with it. But yeah, But yeah, they just need to have mention. All right, just the three big things they just need to have added in. This would have been a way better movie. Take out all of Tony Stark's stuff. Just have it be Spider-Man just being Spider-Man, just doing what he feels is right. With great power comes great responsibility stuff. You need to have at least some sort of mention of Uncle Ben. And give Aunt May more of a character than just she's hot. And this would have been a way better movie. Altogether, it was a fun. As much as I've been complaining about it, it is a fine movie. And I was glad to finally have Spider-Man in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. I'm getting too filled up, and I need to see about hoppy food and whatnot. So that'll be it for this week's Marvel Mondays. Tune in next time as we dive into Doctor Strange. No, not Doctor Strange. I think The Punisher, Season 1. Don't hold me on that. I need to double check. Till then, see you next time.